From eating curry to eating the revolution itself, the public protector, well, former public protector, does get around quite a bit.
Advocate Busisiwe is now joining the EFF.
But as is normal for the EFF, they flip-flop all the time, so now they are welcoming her into their midst as a valiant soldier for the particular revolution.
The EFF once described Busisiwe as a Gupta's kitchen puppet. Busisiwe yesterday went to a car wash, the jokes write themselves, and announced that she was joining the EFF because apparently the main thing that she was concerned with was that the EFF wanted to, A, nationalize everything. I mean, your business, your house, your spaza shop, that Twinkie that you are eating right now. She wanted to nationalize all of it. The second thing that she wants all the land back. So, Ramon, I have to remind you, this is like real commie thinking here. And is it any wonder that this public prosecutor was bloody useless?
During her tenure as public protector, she wanted to change the mandate of the Reserve Bank. So the Reserve Bank must alleviate poverty, which is dumb. And the courts told her that she was dumb for thinking so. And as far as I remember, every one of her big reports were overturned in the courts and cost orders were issued against her. They must run into the millions of rands now. So it is really no surprise that the EFF has swooped in to help the black child pay back the debts that it owes the state in the first place.
Strange peculiarity, Ramon, is that the EFF never found a retard it didn't really like or want to join their ranks. And here we found yet another one that they thought, what would be a good idea? Let's have this person join us. They seem like a sane, sober person, except they don't. Thinking about this logically, Ramon, she says the reason she didn't join the DA or the ANC is because they both dealt with her in Parliament. Basically, they voted that she was incompetent and should voetsek, which is the correct thing to do, because she was incompetent and should voetsek. But she says the EFF were the only ones to stand by her. You know, there's a spectacle that occurs in South Africa quite regularly called the JSC selection process. It's basically where they select judges. And this spectacle, we usually get to see Julius Malema show us exactly what kind of clown he is. And then we see just how racist this guy is. Wouldn't it be interesting if Busisiwe could somehow get herself onto that board as a parliamentary MP and then basically just get revenge against every judge who told her to voetsek and that she was dumb?
I actually think that is part of the reason they wanted her in the first place. For some reason, this genocidal maniac can determine which judges go on which benches around this country. And I think maybe he has had enough, or he wants some support in his role as the JSC member. And therefore he hires the one person who was A, fired for incompetence as public protector, B, to take revenge on the judges that ruled against her and slapped her with all of those cost orders. But that's not the end of the road for Busisiwe and the public protector, because the news has come out that the public protector is owed quite a lot of money from Busisiwe based on her legal fees, and they might want some of that back quite soon. What is a better way to do it other than to make her a member of parliament, where we know for certain there is no sort of accountability for those people whatsoever?
Yeah, so I don't believe that Juju does actually want to come off the panel. He does actually already have support in the guise of Dolly Mpofu. Dolly Mpofu is probably a little bit bored of the panel because he himself is actually up for investigation for being a useless moron. So it is highly likely that, when any form of doubt occurs, when Juju feels, I got one moron there, the first thing he thinks is, I'll replace one moron with another moron. Wouldn't want to have anybody overshadow me. And, somebody who could actually get a pass grade in, woodwork or something. So if you consider it logically, it's a good play for him to possibly put her onto that panel. But this actually shows a massive failing with the panel itself, something that we see even in the Parliamentary Oversight Committee. And that is, we tend to get politicians involved in these boards. And then the politicians hold themselves to account in terms of the Ethics Committee, or the politicians stop judges being promoted who these judges may have found that the politicians themselves were corrupt and criminally negligent. So this is dumb.
Well, it's not dumb if you don't want to have any accountability whatsoever. So it's a short term vision for the EFF to have this person on board because she has no constituency. She doesn't really have any form of fame, right? They're trying to act like she was the best public protector since sliced bread, and only 17 reports were overturned by courts. I think that's also a record, by the way. The record of overturned reports by courts is held by her as well. She owes the public protector hundreds she owes the public protector tens of millions of rands for her so-called defense of her impeachment hearings. I think she'll be up shit creek without the EFF at the moment. So I think she will do whatever the hell they tell her to do, even if it's just to be a mopey little woman in parliament to complain about expropriation or the fact that the black child was expelled by the ANC and therefore the ANC are a bunch of knob-ends or whatever the case might be. She's so indebted to them, she will do anything for them. And that's exactly what Juju wants.
Absolutely. Juju loves her stooges. But at the end of the day, Ramon, we can take one degree of solace from this act. No doubt, as the EFF's newest MP, she'll say loads of stupid shit about parties, such as AfriForum. She'll probably get taken to court by AfriForum. And she'll bolster up AfriForum's war chest, because as we've seen, she can't win a case for shit. So the reality is she's probably going to lose every case and help fund AfriForum. So the one party in South Africa that's very pleased by this news is no doubt AfriForum.
I mean, AfriForum's biggest funder, the EFF, has just gotten more stupider, which also ties into the fact, Byron, that this is a great story because the EFF is willing to take every moron off the street, right? She was fired for incompetence. Which other civil servant in history of the ANC regime has been fired for being a moron? No one, except for her. But the EFF want her, which means the EFF's capacity to actually deal with the National Democratic Revolution is going to be run by morons. And that's good for everyone.